Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I am finally bringing one of my requested videos, and that is my bead collection. And then also I'm kind of going to show how I store things in the same video because might as well, I'll just kill two birds with one stone, right? So what you're looking at right now are the containers that I keep all of my beads in. This isn't really the ideal way I'd want to store things. But I don't have like a designated craft room, so I kind of just have things in separate boxes right now, and then when I do my crafting, then I can go ahead and use it. And I can already tell my cat is going to make this very difficult. Here she comes. So yeah, I think I mentioned this in my last video, but if you hear like the bell or whatever, that's just the little bell on my cat's collar. She's very nosy and curious, so she'll probably be poking her head in this video. But yeah, so I'm just gonna start. There's a couple things that just don't fit very well. So like I have these two giant things of Fireline. This is the kind that I use just because it's really meant for fishing actually, but it's cheap and it works really well for like bead weaving and stuff. So I just have one that's 4 pound and one that's 6 pounds. So yeah, that's what I use. And they're just so big and bulky, they don't really fit in anything. So yeah, I kind of just rest those on top. So most of my beads are in this container here, and then these that are stacked up, which you actually can barely even see. I'm going to go through those ones last. I'm going to go through this pink container here real quick. So I'm just going to move everything else out of the way and then we'll dig through that. Okay, so I actually really do not use this container a ton. I used to use it all the time. This was like one of the first things I got to like organize my beads and everything, but I mean, I do still use it fairly frequently, but it doesn't have some of my like essentials in here. But this is definitely a really good way to store some of your things, like small kind of items. So on this side I have all of my 6/0 seed beads, and these ones are the ones that aren't as good of quality, so I keep the ones that are a little bit poorer quality in here, and then I have my better quality ones in one of the other containers. And then over on this side I have all of my like findings and stuff, and this does end up getting like very heavy one way, so like it kind of does tilt a little bit. But in this first one here I have all of my jump rings, so I have silver on one half and then gold on the other, and then there's varying sizes, so it goes from like 4mm to 6mm to probably 8mm jump rings, I think. Down here I have more jump rings and some rose gold finishes, and then some antique bronze. I also have some chain in here, and then these are like the, what do you call them? They're like the crimp ends, I guess, for leather. This one is all chain, so I've got some silver, some gold, some antique bronze, some really chunky silver over here. So there's that. And then, yeah, like I said, all of these ones have 6/0 seed beads in them. So these ones I think I got all from Walmart. Some of them I got like in a big set, and then others I bought like individual colors. This was from when I first started doing jewelry, and I didn't really realize that the price of seed beads does make a difference. This one, oh, I have an empty container. Fancy. Oh wait, no, it's not empty. There's just, I can't see it over my tripod, but there's tiny little silver crimps in there, and then gold crimps. I have some oh, why can't I think of what these are called? Not jump rings, but they're split rings. And then these are just random bugle beads that I have. I don't know, I never really use those, but I'm like, I never want to throw anything away. But yeah, so that's that container. I really only use that one side that has the like findings in it, like the chain and stuff like that, and the jump rings. I don't really use those seed beads all too often. All right, next, let's go through this big boy. So this is kind of funny because this is also one of the very first containers I had when I first started doing my jewelry making. It's very messy, as you can see, because I usually like rest stuff on top of this. But then this is kind of somewhat organized in here. So I tried to keep it as organized as I could, and then I just started getting like too many things, so it just overflowed a little bit. But like over here on the side, I have my wire, so I've got a bunch of silver, gold, and then in the very back, it's kind of hiding back here. In the very back, I have this rose gold one. So there's that. They just kind of chill over here on the side. Like these are some of the things I just don't know where to put them. I mean, really, I need to take them out of these, you know, chunky containers and put them like in bags or something, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. You know what? Part of me was like, I'm gonna wait and film this video until everything is like perfectly organized and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know of one single crafter where their stuff is ever perfectly organized and they have like everything in there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be real and show them how it normally is. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, it's normally worse than this. But anyway, just some more random things. I have my GS Hypo Cement in here. This is just some cord that I got a while back. I don't really know what to do with this because I got it with a certain like bracelet idea in mind and it just did not work how I wanted it to. But I mean, I'll use it for something for sure. Then I have these other containers in here. I don't even remember where I got some of these ones from, but these just have very random beads in here. Some of which I don't even know if I'll ever use, like these kinds of crystals. I don't know. I might be able to try to find something to do with them, but part of me just feels like they're a little too like childish for my taste now. But maybe that'll be like a challenge for myself to see if I can turn those into something like, oops, you know, that I would actually wear or that somebody else would wear. These like front pieces here, I mean, I've had these beads for so long. These ones are kind of cool. They got the hole running at the corners, so it's more of like a diamond than a square. I love these ones in the back. I've actually used these to make myself a necklace. These kind of like chip beads are honestly like some of my favorite. I just think that they're so cool. I actually got those from almost like a it's not a rummage sale, like a flea market kind of thing, I guess you could say. They do it where I used to live at before I moved out into my new apartment. They would do, you know, things like that over the summer, so that's where I got those from. But I honestly hardly ever use these. I'm like, I was so tempted multiple times to throw some of these beads away, and I was like, no, they can be used for something. This makes me laugh. I don't even remember when I got this, but this is in the original container. Like, this is, I never took it out of its packaging. There's just a bunch of silvery white kind of beads in here. At the bottom there's a lot more smaller ones, and then like larger pendants and bigger beads and stuff in the back here. And I've used this a couple times, not a lot honestly. Like, I need to use it more because these would be good for kind of like spacer beads or whatever, and I think I kind of just forget that I have them. I don't know, whatever. But I know that's gonna fall, so I'm just gonna move it before it does. And then lastly in here, I have this giant container, which has, again, some of my very first beads in it. I remember I got all of these in a pack. I want to say it was from Walmart, but like some of them are charms, some of them are actual beads. They're still really cute and fun. I don't use them a ton. There's some bead caps in here, some beads up at the top, some dog hair. Yikes. This I actually got, so these two compartments are filled with beads that I had gotten from a pack at Walmart, where it's just like a bunch of random like lampwork beads. So they're really cool. They're hard to make stuff with though, if I'm being completely honest, just because there's not a lot of like sets or duplicates really. So I mean, they're good if you want to use something as like a focal or something like that and then use other beads with it. Otherwise, what I've actually done before is I've grabbed similar colors or colors that I thought looked good together, and I've actually made purse charms before. So that was a really neat idea. I haven't used a ton of these. I need to do some some more creative things with those. And then over here, I just have a bunch of these different colored wires. I got these in a set as well. So there's like purple, orange. There was a green one in here. I don't know where that one is, but just random fun colors in there. Oh, this bag just has some extra plastic pieces for my nylon jaw pliers. So in here I have some more beads. Along the side I just have some more tools, I guess. So like I have a couple containers of needles that I got from Amazon. I like the tubes that they come in. It's really nice. I have my ring mandrel, which really isn't even, I should get a metal one because I think those ones are just better. This is the very first ring mandrel I got when I first started doing jewelry. And I haven't been doing jewelry for as long as some people have, but let's see, I am just about 21. And I think I started doing jewelry when I was, I think even before I was in middle school, honestly. So 10. So I guess I've been doing jewelry for like probably close to 10 years, which is crazy. And then lastly, over here on the side, I have a couple of bead scoops. And then this, why can't I think of what this is called? I can't think of what it's called. A bead reamer? I don't know, something like that. So this back container here has all of my pearls. Well, most of them, I guess. So all of these colors here on the side, let me put this up so you can see. So these 8 colors here, I actually got, again, from a set at Walmart. You can find these types of things at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, like a lot of places have them, where it's just like a bunch of the same type of bead, just in different colors. And I used to use these all the time. I really don't use them a ton anymore, but they're still nice. They come in varying sizes too. I think it came with 3 different sizes, a 4, a 6, and an 8mm in here. And I just have them all within the same compartment too. These are just some random beads that some of them came together, some of them were completely separate. Again, some of these compartments too, just random. I don't use these all that often, partially because I do forget about them, and then partially just because they're not quite like my style anymore. Then we got more pearls here. These like plastic acrylic kind of beads. You can tell I used to love, I mean, I still love green and blue, but like, I don't really go for these super bright colors all that often anymore. And then I have these like little cube ones here in 2 different colors. These I still like. I think these are just neat. And they're heavy too, so they're just kind of unique, I think. I have used these a couple times. And then just some more random goodies. These are some really, I don't know if this is lamp work. I don't know, but really cool. Cute little like gumdrop kind of looking thing. But yeah, there's that one. Underneath, I do have some little booklets for like jewelry ideas. I hardly ever reference those anymore. But when I first started, it was kind of nice to have something like that just to look at in case I was confused or didn't know what to do. Next, I have this container, which I use a ton for bead weaving. This has a ton of my seed beads in it. So these are my more expensive seed beads minus these ones over here. This container actually came with, let's see, 6 of these little stacked containers. And I have the other ones. I have all of my other really cheap seed beads in there. And I actually don't even think I brought those to the apartment. I think they're still at my parents' house. So it kind of just goes to show how little I use them. But anyway, I took all of those out and then put my like better quality seed beads in here. So I kind of have them organized by size a little bit, but not entirely. Like I have some of my 6-0s over here, some 11-0 seed beads in these 2 compartments. Some more 6-0s, but there's also like 11s underneath. I don't know. These are 15-0 seed beads here. And then here's, I have some more 6.0 and then actually some Delicas, but yeah, they fit pretty well in here. The kind of scary thing is if I were to get any more, then they won't fit. So I have to kind of be careful. Although I haven't really been doing as much bead weaving lately. I've kind of just been into more simple kind of like stringing projects lately. Although I did just make this bracelet the other day. It was one of the free patterns that I had gotten when I went to Midwest Beads, and I really like it. It's super easy to make, really fun, and if you use like really bright colors, I think it'd be super cute for summer. But that's that. Then the very last one in here, honestly, is kind of a mess. I have my pliers, you know, all my big tools and stuff over here. In the very back, I have like some memory wire. I have my wire jig, some more wire back here. This is actually stuff from the hardware store. And I got this because I had watched, I want to say it was Beautiful Nights on YouTube, where she had said, oh, you can get wire from the hardware store and then it won't tarnish. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that. Obviously, I haven't tried to see if it's true yet, but there's that. So then, yeah, I have my wire jig back here, and then just some more spools of wire and like beading wire and stuff as well. And then these two boxes here. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'd know I used to be subscribed for the dollar bead box, and it was okay. I didn't like it as much as the bargain bead box, so I canceled it a while back. So the boxes though that you would get are super nice. So I kept the boxes for storage, just a couple of them. I mean, I had more than just 2, but didn't have enough room for all the boxes that I did have. So in one of these, I actually have all of my fire polish beads. So I was subscribed to the dollar bead box and the dollar bead bag. And for anyone that doesn't know, the dollar bead bag is only a like fire polish subscription. So every month I would get 8 fire polish strands. And I think I was subscribed for 3 months, maybe, possibly even 4. So, I mean, that definitely accumulated. And then I got some of these, like I bought some myself, like aside from just the box. So there's like a ton in here. All of the ones in the bags I've used, and then like the ones that are still completely like brand new are down here at the bottom. So pretty. There's so many in there. I need to use them. It's crazy. And then in this box, this is actually how I just decided to organize everything I did get from the dollar bead box. So I did use some of it, but there's a lot of it I still haven't used, and I just threw all of it in here rather than keeping it separated by like the month or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. If you want, I mean, I can go in this stuff into like more detail with this stuff, but maybe I'll do like a separate video if you guys are interested in that, just because I'm looking at the camera and it's already like 20 minutes long and we still have a lot to go through. So let me know if you want something like a little bit more in depth, and I can kind of do a lot more in depth with like each container if you guys want something like that. But yeah, just let me know. I want to do whatever you guys want. So that is this container. So let's move on to the next ones. Okay, so next we have this container. So these top 2 sections actually open up. So I have a bunch of my findings in here. So the way that I kind of have things organized is I have like a bigger bag, and then inside there's a bunch of smaller bags with findings in them. So like in here, I've got these lobster claws, I have earring findings, I have some eye pins, head pins in here, more like earring wires and like these lever back ones. So I don't know, it's kind of nice, I guess, to just keep all of my silver findings all together. And that's probably what I have the most of. So like this whole compartment pretty much is all just silver stuff. I also have in here, these didn't really fit super well in there. Like I didn't want this to get too chunky, so some of it's just kind of like on its own. But these are just like chandelier findings that I had gotten from Walmart. They're honestly so cute. I really need to do something with those. These are more, I don't know what, it's all like bleh, gross and sticky. More just like connector components, you know, things like that. And then also in here, I have this random bag of jump rings. And then here are these like earring hoops. So there's 3 different sizes in here. These are like teardrop ones, and then there's circles and like a smaller and a larger size. So there's that. So yeah, like I said, I definitely have the most of silver findings, so that's why the silver takes up like this whole container. But then in here I have pretty much all my other ones. So this is my bag of gold. So again, I've got eye pins, head pins, ear wires in here. So there's the gold bag. I have my rose gold. Again, kind of the same stuff. My head pins, eye pins, ear wires. Those are kind of like the basics. So then lastly in here are just my antique bronze ones. And then these are some head pins in different sizes. I actually don't have any eye pins, I guess. So I guess just the head pins and then these lobster claws. And then when you open this up, you've got this tray here. So this has some more of my better quality seed beads. As you can see, these tubes are just too long compared to the other ones, so they don't fit in that container. But on this side, I have my 8/0 seed beads, and then also my like better quality 6/0 seed beads. And then on this side, this is actually where I keep all of my super duos. I should not have picked white because the light is really like washing it out. But yeah, so these are all of my super duos on this side here. And then other than that, I kind of just have like some random bits and bobs in here. Like this is the leather cording that I have. I don't really use this a ton. So then these are actually a couple freebies that I had gotten from Bargain Bead Box. So these are some antique copper crimps, and then this pendant. Here I have these. I was on like a beaded bead kick for a while, so I just kept making a bunch of beaded beads. I mean, not a bunch, I guess I only made 4. I kind of just keep those there because I'm like, I don't really know what to do with them. Back here I have some elastic cord, and then some more beading wire. And then in the very back here, I have some of these like tubed beads. I don't really know what these are called necessarily. Okay, but then this lifts up. So down here, it's like kind of organized. Like I understand how I organized it, but if you're just like looking at it, you're like, that's not organized at all. I'm kind of like, what are you doing? And part of it is just that I don't really know where to put some of this stuff. So like over here, I have these little charms that I'd gotten from Walmart literally years ago, and I just now used 2 of them like just the other day, but I just don't know where to put all of these yet. And then these are some big bags of spacers that I had recently got. So I don't know what I want to do with these yet, where I want to put them. So for now, I'm kind of just like, they'll be fine in these bags. Same with these. These are the crimp covers that I got a while back that I had hauled. So some of that stuff, I just don't really know the best way to store it. Same with these hishis that I've got. These are also just kind of like some random, you know, like hishi spacers. These are actually from a necklace that my mom had, and she was getting rid of it, and I was like, oh, well, I can probably use those for something. So I took it apart and grabbed those. So now it looks a little bit more organized because everything's like in containers, right? So this is just my big container of hishis. Again, I hauled this from Amazon. I have a video of that. I can link it down below if you guys are curious. Underneath that, I have another container of beads. Just like some pretty neutrals. Over on this side, I have some of my toggles that I had showed you a while back. These are all from Bead Craft. I love these. So pretty. Another container of beads. I'm almost out of this color, as you can tell. And then I do have, there we go, just this last container here of toggles as well. So then, these bags that I have, so I have this blue bag, pink, and red. These are the bags that I had gotten from the dollar bead, or not the dollar bead box, the bargain bead box. So I did I just preferred to keep everything together because they purposely send the monthly beads like in color coordinated finishes and, you know, things like that, so you can make stuff with only what they give you in the box. Here's my cat. You can hear her little bell. So yeah, I kind of wanted to keep them all together like this just because if I was ever struggling to figure out how to use the beads, well, now I have stuff that now I know exactly, you know, things that'll look good with it and whatnot. So this was the very first one that I had gotten from Bargain Bead Box, and there's literally only, I think, 4 things in here that I just haven't used up yet. Everything else I've used. So this is kind of just like, you know, the remnants of that box. Here's, I think, the second one that I had gotten from them. This blue one. That's everything that is in this box. So let me load this back up and then we'll go through the final containers. Okay, everybody, we are on the home stretch here. I'm so sorry. This is such a long video. But you guys asked for it, so I'm bringing it to you. So these are the last 3 containers that I have. And this is where the majority of my beads are stored. So let's just dive in. This one here, I have some more either unique kind of shaped beads or, I mean, definitely these are like better quality in here as well. But it's kind of just a mixture, I guess, of more unique beads rather than just like drugs or like crystals or, you know, something like that. In this side, I have all of my pewter beads that I had gotten from Midwest Beads. So there's a bunch. Again, I've like hauled all of these, but just like some spacers, some that are a little bit like bigger. So those I keep all in here. These I keep my like 2-hole like bar kind of beads. So I tried to organize them somewhat, you know, by style and things like that. Not necessarily going as far as oh my goodness, I knew she was gonna come in the video. She wanted to say hi to you guys. I don't organize them like by color really, just because I don't have enough space for that, but I do try to organize them at least a little bit. And here, these are like my 2-hole, I don't remember if Tila beads are the right way to, if like that's actually what these are called or not, but there's those. I'm trying to remember what's in here. These ones are somewhat random because I have these random little black crystals in here, but then I have these 2 bags of quadrilentals. In here, I have these 2. These are like 3-hole beads in different finishes, and these ones are kind of like crescent, like half hemicircles. This is where I keep some of my, oh, I guess this is kind of random too, because I have these ones that are like scales almost, and then these are Zoli duos. the left and the right. So these are a lot of beads that I probably would use more so for like bead weaving projects rather than just stringing. These are all of my tip beads. So I've got like 3 different colors of those. And then these are like, I guess they're just drops really. These ones are mushroom beads actually. Sorry guys, my video just cut out a little bit, so I'm not entirely sure where I left off, but I think I was talking about these. But yeah, just some beads there. These are some of the 2-hole beads that I have. So I have 2 of these, which are, I'm trying to remember, oh, gem duos, that's right. And then these are, I don't remember what they're called, but they're 2-hole, like, half sphere beads. In here I have these Rivolis, and then these 2-hole ginkgo beads. These are some of the bar beads that I've got. Actually, the only ones that I've got like that. In here, I've got a couple spikes. So I have these that are like shell beads. I've got these ones here. Then I also have a couple strands of like donut kind of beads in here. Okay, and then moving down. Sorry, I'm trying to go through this a little bit quickly because my camera stopped recording because I was running out of storage. So I'm like, okay, I gotta speed this up. I can't think of what these are called, but these are 2-hole like chevron kind of beads. I've got pinch beads in here. These kind of like bicone looking ones. A couple more pinch beads and bicones in there. These are some table cut beads in here. A bunch of different styles. These are all of my bicones. These are all 4mm bicones in here. These are some of the crystals that I've got. So, some rondelles. These are like coin beads, and then these are piggy beads, and then just these that I didn't really know where to put. And then these are just some of those like rhinestone spacer kind of beads in silver and gold. And Echo is back saying hi. Okay, so that's the smaller container. And then I have these 2, which are actually fishing containers. So my dad had these for his fishing stuff and then just didn't end up needing them. So I was like, well, if you're not going to use them, I could definitely use them. And he was like, go for it. So again, I kind of somewhat have it organized in here, not a ton, but it makes sense for me, which is really all that matters. So up in the top here, I've got some charms and you know, different things like that. There's also a couple kind of like bead caps or like spacer beads up here too. Here I have all of my spacer beads, mostly in like silver and gold, but I do have like these antique copper looking ones. Well, those aren't spacers, those are bead caps, but you get the point. Here I have more silver bead caps and then silver spacers in here. Off to the side, I have more spacers. This is kind of like my metal drawer as well as other style beads, I guess. But these are some spacers that I have in different finishes. So I have like antique copper and antique bronze in here. And then next I have this container that has gold spacers in it. These are all Drux, mainly in like a 6mm size, but they're not all necessarily 6mm, but I've got a bunch of stuff in there. These are also more round beads, but in smaller sizes, so more like 4mm Drux, or these really tiny itty bitty ones. I think these are like 2mm. They're so tiny. They kind of remind me of fish eggs, actually. Here is where I keep some of my shell beads. So I've got this strand. I've got these spikes, these like coin kind of beads in here. These green ones down at the bottom. So just a compartment of shell beads. So I kind of have things organized by either like material, like what the beads are made of, or just kind of like design of the beads, you know, like the drucks that I had in those two compartments. These I just kind of tossed in here. These are clay beads. I could put them in with my drucks, but I was like, whatever, we'll just put them in here. In here I have some more, I mean, these aren't shell beads. These honestly might even be like plastic, but they're kind of just a similar style where they're very beachy looking. So some actual shell beads, turtles, and then these right there. Let's see. Here, these are not really all that organized. They're pretty random because these, they're not acrylic. Why can't I think of what they're called? They're ceramic. These are just some check glass and then some check glass like table cut. So those ones definitely not really organized. I tried to organize them as best as I could, and then I got to a certain point where I was like, you know what, screw it. And then I just shoved them all in there. Same thing. That's what this section is like too, because these are like 2 whole bar beads. These are like kind of crystal-y glass, some gemstones, and then just some random check glass beads. I guess to some extent, at least these are like color coordinated, you know? Here just some random beads. Looks like more round beads in here. This is just a strand of like wood beads that I had gotten years ago from Walmart, I think. My mom got it for me because she wanted me to make something for her with it, and I still have it. Over here, I'm just gonna slide this so you can see it a little bit better. These are some kind of gemstone, I think. Honestly, they could just be glass too. I'm not entirely sure. And then just kind of like some faceted beads in here. There's like some melon beads in there. These are the ones here. These are where I keep some more crystals. And then like there's some smaller ones at the bottom there. Here I have some of my more, again, uniquely shaped beads, but that first container I showed you, it's just hard to fit everything in there because it is a lot smaller. So my 3 strands of shell beads, and then these like tubular ones. This is where I keep all of my leaf and flower beads. Well, not all of them, but a good portion of them. So these like Hawaiian flowers are in here. You can see there's more flowers and leaves in there. And then over here, this is just a very random section. So kind of just like leftover beads from projects are in there. So that is this first one. Okay, so then this last one here, I have mainly my gemstones. So this is kind of like my gemstone one. These are not gemstones. These are just like plasticky ones from Walmart, but whatever. I keep them in there because I didn't know where else to put them. And then there's like some of those kind of chip beads in that corner. Here are where I have more of my chip beads. Actually, this whole section is just full of them. I don't know if these ones are gemstones or not because they weren't labeled. So they could be, but my guess is they're probably just glass. These are purple chip beads that just didn't fit in there. This is a freakishly long strand. Just some random crystals in there. These are not gemstones either. These are just some random beads that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby in different sizes. Keep them in there. These are gemstones in here. So I've got some jasper, Dalmatian jasper. I don't remember all of these ones. I want to say, you know what, I'm not even going to try to remember what they are because I can't. But these are all gemstones. don't have a huge gemstone collection because they are expensive, and you know, I do try to save my money where I can, but I do like to splurge every once in a while. Here are some more, these ones, I'm trying to remember if these are actually gemstone or not, and now I can't remember, but I really like those. These ones I know are gemstone. There's some tiger eye in here. These are crackle agate, so there's some of those. Some more tiger eye in here, and then this I want to say is like pink jasper, maybe? I don't know, guys. Oh, there's also some of these like mermaid beads in here too. I love those. These also are not ooh, the camera is not liking it. These are not gemstones. These are just, they might even be ceramic actually. Some more kind of mermaid style beads. These are some glass crackle beads in different colors. These are some more check beads. Oops. And again, I apologize for going through this so quickly. I probably should have done that with the first few boxes, but I just want to make sure I have enough space to film everything. These I know are gemstones, don't know what type. Same with these ones. These might be alexandrite, not sure. Some more gemstones there. As you can see, once I use the beads, that's when they get put into a bag. That's just the best way I can find to store them. These are actually silpada bracelets that I had. So these are like freshwater pearls on here, and I don't wear the bracelets anymore, but I just kept them for the beads. So I got those. This is all wood beads in here. There's some more wood beads in this one. Some fancier wood beads as well. These are like bone beads in there. And then underneath that I have my Z beads. Freaking love these. Those are some of my favorite. Over here I have a bunch of crystals, so just a ton in there that don't really fit in the other compartments. And then lastly over here I have this strand. Can't remember what these are. These might even just be like rocks, like, I mean, you know what I mean, stone beads or whatever. And then these, which I think are gemstones. Honestly, couldn't tell you for sure. But yeah, so that is everything. Again, if you really want me to go like extremely in depth in one of these containers or something, let me know and I will do that. But I guess this video was just more of like a broad overview kind of thing. But yes, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry it took me forever to get along to filming it, but I'm glad I finally did. Again, please leave any video suggestions down below. I really want to film things that you will enjoy, and I just love hearing from you guys. It makes my day. So thank you all again for being so supportive. I'm so appreciative of everything that you guys do. So just keep being amazing, keep being yourself, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everyone.